Warriors, historic day, and probably one of the best day trades for President Trump and his friends in history, even better than his first term. So, okay, let's talk about this now. So 5,500 was the measured move to 49. So I didn't buy the market yesterday. I've been buying crude. WTI had a decent day, not as good as the market. It's in a give back mode, just like the S&Ps are. But when I go back to the weekly now, um, for months I've been saying we could trade 4,900, 4,800, and then we could make a move to new highs. So I'm seeing this as maybe like just an ABC, and that this is a major bottom. One thing I know for sure, if we take out 4,800 and let's go the weekly, we're going to 35. Okay, because this is something I've talked about. 4,800 was the breakout all the way back here. Okay, here was the breakout, and here was the breakout test, and this was the megaphone target. I certainly didn't expect it. In fact, I wasn't even around when the announcement took place. But you know what? We could have I don't think the market's ready for it, but a huge melt up now. What was different about this top was that there wasn't euphoria here. Maybe now we get the euphoric top. It's all predicated upon this holding. So what do you do as a trader? You look for fib retracements of this recent move. And what will give you even more confirmation is closing back above 5,500. 5,500 will seal it for a move. The move from here is 700. So that would take us back to 62 if we close back over 5,500. So that's the way I'm viewing it. I look at where the RSI is. We could have a blow off to 7,000 and not confirm into later this summer, maybe August, and then that will be the big top. So that's the way I'm looking at it right now. I think this is a lot of give back in crude, but I still think we're going to end up with a false breakdown. We had to close over 62. It's not happening now. This is a weekly candle here. So we still need to confirm a turn in crude, and I still think that before the month is out, there's going to be some type of military action after this quote unquote negotiation, which I think the negotiation will be either you destroy your nuclear program or we'll do it for you. It's probably theatrics. A lot of people, and I talk to a lot of people, Trump doesn't want war. It's going to be a limited attack. There's an awful lot of complacency. There's absolutely there's no risk premium in crude right here. So we'll see. If it doesn't work, they're lotteries, they're July calls on USO. So there's the crude. Let's get to the currencies now. Put out sells in the Dixie this week at 103 in the room. You can see what a negative week we're having here. Uh, should have taken partials. If you haven't, you're fortunate. Take them now. We are on the verge of making new lows. We are going to diverge down here. But what really has me interested, because even though yields are, I think that's why Trump made the move is because of what was happening to the bond market, even though we were getting a sell-off. So we might get some type of ABC here, but the yen is setting up for a 3 drive to a bottom formation. Here's drive 1, here's drive 2, and I'm figuring maybe, 43, 43 and a half. I'll be looking at getting long in. And, as far as the bonds are concerned, I know that they came back with the market, and it's not a bad day, but just like I know under 4,800, there's big problems for the S&Ps. we've been here at this 85 level in TLTs before. We're getting a bounce off the weekly, but I can say this, that if we ever take out this 85 level right here, we're headed for new lows. We'll take this low out. So this is a very important level in bonds. And if I'm right about the yen and it's more than just a counter trend trade, that would be the confirmation that we're going to be heading lower in bonds, higher in yields. I'm back in the higher yields camp, especially since we don't have risk off. This performance by the bonds on a 40% sell off in NASDAQ and 20 in S&Ps was pretty anemic. Okay, it's not the old bond, it's not the bond market, it's not your dad's or in my case granddad's bond market. We would have been limit lock bid on bonds with that kind of risk off going on. So we're actually going to have a 2 week reversal here. I'd avoid bonds in favor of stocks for maybe into the summer. That's the way that looks to me. Gold is surprising me. I thought we had a top um, last week. We had a pretty good break in the miners. They're all pushing new highs now. Here's uh, here's the gold. It still is possibly a um, a lower high that we're getting in here. Um, move paint up there. See, so we'll see this 3 hour chart, which I never use, but let's take a look at because I did actually, I'm still in Newmont puts and I actually bought some GDX puts. So let's see how they're performing. I haven't seen them yet today. Okay, so Newmont, we're at new highs. And this too would be like it when the end bottoms. New highs, not confirming. Took out the high here. I thought, that maybe we needed a 3. I wouldn't buy the gold stocks here. And I don't think GDX is making a new high. Okay. So there you are. There's GDX. So gold on the verge of making new highs. I'm not sure if it's going to do it, but I certainly can't get bullish gold up here, and I'm going to stay with the minor puts that I have on, see if things turn when the yen turns and possibly you get some type of rebound in the dollar. So I think that's pretty much a rundown of the important things that I see. Uh, you know, been bullish euro for a long time. We haven't quite made new highs here. We're going to diverge in euro. So I think we're in for this wave, uh, the final panic selling in the dollar and cable not even close. Aussie did light up, and we only had 2 drives here. But I think that you might want to be looking to buy pullbacks in Aussie now, do some fib work, in broad numbers, 300 pip move. So halfway back be about 60.50. So see what happens on a pullback to maybe go with the Aussie down here. That means that China will be okay. I think that there could be a deal with China because President Trump wants TikTok. Okay, so that could all fall into place where it looked like this grand design of tariffs. If countries one by one they start getting deals, and if they settle things out with China later on in the spring or summer, that's going to add to the euphoria of victory, and then tie in maybe a successful strike against Iran with only temporary moves in crude oil to pressure inflation, and that's how that could happen. So still long crude takeaway. We're maybe about another 150 pips away or so from trying the long side of the yen, and I'd be looking to book dollars at new lows down here around par, just under the low. This would be drive 2 here in the dollar. So the end's further along, I'd rather trade this for a possible bottom because it's going to be a 3. So happy days are here again. We should have euphoria in the market. We'll go from, the greedometer was at I think it was broken. It went minus 1 million on the greedometer. And should this scenario play out, we hold 4,800 and this pullback is a break to buy and we close over 5,500. There should be a lot of euphoria at this high later on this summer, a completely different setup than we had at the last top. So remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. See you in the room.